Good morning, everyone. I, Sunita Nayak, welcome you in your moral science class. Today, we are going to start chapter 2, that is, a letter to father. In this chapter, a son is writing a letter to his father. We also come to know the differences between the father and son. Now, let's start the story. Dear Papa, this is an answer to your letter about my disappointing behavior. Yes, my first rank slipped to the second. You advised that I should think before answering the papers. Yes, the important word think did make me wonder about several things. And here are some results of those reflections. Father, we have never really been close enough for me to talk freely to you, and I can't really say you have been my friend, philosopher, guide, etc. Yet I would like you to know my thoughts. They are very important to me. You are highly educated and you look after the family very well. But in your departmental store, do you apply Pythagoras theorem or Newton's law of gravity? For that matter, does any of your close friends bother to advise you? Papa, grandfather always speaks of a happy, untroubled and beautiful childhood, of days spent in plugging mangoes and guavas from their orchards, of picnics on the banks of the river where the men cooked mouth-watering food, of playing marbles and cricket. From his memories, it seems studies were subjects along with living and memories experiencing. Father, is he telling lies? Or is it possible that the world has turned upside down in just about 70 years? Papa, grandmother cannot read or write properly, yet she is so happy with her pots and pans, her flowers and garden, and her holy books. On the other hand, mother, who has studied a lot, is always worried and tense. Do you think being able to read and write makes us restless, afraid, and dissatisfied? Oh, Papa, last week my rose plant almost died. I asked my biology teacher what I should do to save it. She said, "Go and ask the man who keeps gardening things. He will tell you." Well, we learn about pesticides, but we do not know how to use them. Really, Papa, it doesn't matter to me why the apple does not fall upwards, nor do I care about what Archimedes did. What matters to me is that my rose plants remain healthy. When the lights go out in my house, I should know what to do something about it. I should know how to repair my things rather than acquiring a degree. Papa, once I asked grandmother how she got to be so wise. Do you know what she said? By living and experiencing. And she laughed as though I had asked her something which was so obvious. Are we actually living, Papa? Or is life just by passing us? What I am frightened about is that if I were to meet Newton face to face, I would fail to recognize him. I am so busy learning about him. You know, just like that boy, Venu. In that award-winning film, he continuously repeats the hibiscus is red 100 times, but in his book, he colors it yellow. Are we missing out on real life? Still, my dearest Papa, I shall keep your advice in mind and try not to lose any quarter marks. As always, your ever obedient son, Rahul. Now students, what values we learn from this story? First is common sense. It is said that common sense is not common. Some people have great information filled in their minds, but they can't use it to solve their problems. Second is wisdom. It is better to be wise than to be more knowledgeable. Remember, the price of wisdom is above rubies. So, the moral of the story is the great end of life is not knowledge but action. That's all for the day. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.